7 foods that increase uric acid levels. You have to follow a special diet in order to control uric acid levels, and in particular you must avoid foods that are responsible for increasing them. We'll tell you what you should only consume in moderation to keep things under control and maintain your well-being. When uric acid is present in large quantities in the bloodstream, it can result in arthritis or gout. When it builds up in the fluids of your joints, it causes inflammation and pain, primarily affecting the toes and ankles. Some foods contain a lot of purines that increase your level of uric acid in the bloodstream. Having regular blood tests and keeping a balanced diet are 2 of the keys to preventing this problem. Foods that increase uric acid levels. 1. Shellfish. These foods are rich in purines, so you should eat them in moderation if you have high uric acid levels. Among them are crabs, shrimp, oysters, clams, and mussels. Foods from this group should be avoided both in fresh and canned forms, as even the processed shellfish can increase uric acid levels in the blood. 2. Red meat. This is the food that is most commonly responsible for an increase in uric acid levels. You should avoid it completely if you have a problem with this substance. Pork and beef both contain large amounts of purines. Fatty meats, minced meat, kidneys, and viscera are other culprits. 3. Legumes. Lentils, chickpeas, and beans are known for their high concentrations of purines, so people with high uric acid levels should limit their consumption to only once or twice a week at most. 4. Certain vegetables. Some vegetables that you should eat in moderation or avoid if you have problems with uric acid include asparagus, mushrooms, cauliflower, spinach, radishes, and leeks. 5. Alcohol. Beer is actually more harmful for people with high uric acid levels than shellfish or red meat. This is because it increases your body's production of this acid and makes elimination more difficult. Experts recommend avoiding beer if you suffer from gout. 6. Sugary drinks and sweet desserts. Soft drinks and processed fruit juices contain corn syrup that will stimulate the production of uric acid. Also, industrial pastries, cookies, cakes, and the like are loaded with sugar that will worsen your condition. 7. Coffee. If you drink too much coffee, it can be harmful for your health, so it's best to drink only 1 or 2 cups a day at the most. Symptoms of high uric acid levels. When your level gets very high, you experience gout and kidney stones. The most common symptoms include pain in the big toe, intense pain and inflammation in the joints, difficulty urinating, a racing pulse, pain in the knees, kidney stones, fatigue, heart lumps around the joint areas. A doctor should make the correct diagnosis and prescribe a treatment regimen that will include changes to your diet. Treatments for high uric acid levels. The pain can be very bothersome, but there are certain things you can do to alleviate the problem, such as applying cold compresses to your sore joints. A doctor might prescribe non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medications that can be a huge relief. They may recommend starting medications at low doses and increasing them over time, as prescribed. Your treatment may take between 6 to 12 months. During this period, you should take care of your diet and get light to moderate exercise on a regular basis. A sample diet to lower uric acid levels. This diet contains protein that mainly comes from dairy products and eggs. You can include rabbit as a source of meat if you like, which has a low purine content and low cholesterol. Breakfast. 1 cup of skim milk. 2 slices of whole grain bread. Mid-morning snack, 1 banana. Lunch, gnocchi with tomato sauce, grilled corvine, white fish, flan. Afternoon snack, 1 slice of watermelon. Dinner, eggplant parmesan. Salad made with tomato, carrots, and basil. You can mix the ingredients up however you like as long as you remember to balance protein, vegetables, fruits, and grains. Keep the fat content low. Remember, this article is intended to be informative and should not substitute for a doctor's recommendations. They may also recommend a different diet if your uric acid levels are well above normal. Take care of your health, it's the most important thing you have. No one but you can do this. 8 foods that cause gout. Gout is a painful inflammation in the joints caused by the accumulation of uric acid. Gout can attack the feet, knees, and ankles, but most of all, the big toe. Episodes of gout can last for months, and those at risk are adult men and people who are obese. Here are the 8 foods that cause gout. Seafood. What some call fruit of the sea can be very harmful for the health of those who suffer from gout. This is due to the fact that seafood contains high levels of a substance called purine, which is metabolized in the body as uric acid. If you are not suffering from gout, you can allow yourself to eat certain types of seafood, but don't go overboard. Keep in mind that doctors recommend ingesting no more than 4 to 6 pieces per week. Herring. Herring, as opposed to the types of fish that you are allowed to eat in small quantities, is strictly forbidden for patients with gout. Herring must be completely taken off your menu. Likewise, avoid anchovies and tuna. At the other end of the spectrum are crab, lobster and shrimp, which are relatively safe. In other words, don't overdo it, but don't completely eliminate them from your diet either. Beer. It has been proven that beer doubles the risk of suffering from gout in those who are prone to this disease. Basically for 2 reasons. 1, it increases the levels of uric acid in the body, and 2, it prevents your body from easily flushing the purine out of your system. Wine is a better option, but not in excess. A glass of wine at dinner would be an acceptable amount, although many doctors strictly forbid alcohol altogether if you have gout. Red meat. Red meat contains a high amount of purine, in addition to other chemicals that can increase your cholesterol level or cause weight gain. It is better to eat white meat, chicken or fish, and once in a while, a little red meat. Some specialists advise against pork and beef altogether, but a little beef each week is acceptable. Turkey. Together with goose, turkey is a purine-rich food, so they are better avoided if you have gout. Those prone to this disease must reduce their intake of farm-raised poultry and wild game to a minimum. The safer options are chicken and duck, with leg meat being preferable to breast meat. Sweetened beverages. Avoid drinks that contain corn syrup or fructose, diet soft drinks and bottled juices. These drinks contain many sweeteners that cause increased production of uric acid. The daily consumption of drinks that contain sugar or fructose increases the overall risk of suffering gout for women. Asparagus. In this group, you will also find purine-rich foods such as cauliflower, spinach and mushrooms. If you like all of these foods, you can reduce your consumption rather than cutting them out completely. Vegetarian diets promote the excretion of purines. Liver. Liver is in the strictly forbidden category, together with kidneys and sweetbreads. In other words, avoid eating the organs of a cow, lamb or any other similar type of animal. These foods are not good for your health in any way, let alone for those who suffer from gout. What can you eat? There are many foods that help to treat gout, and here they are. Low-fat dairy products. Complex carbohydrates. Coffee. Fruit. Citrus. Drink 12 to 16 glasses of fluids per day, which can include water, tea, natural juices and coffee, or any liquid, with the exception of sugary soft drinks and beer, which promotes circulation and the removal of waste through the urine. Remember that gout can be diagnosed through your symptoms or by the detection of increased levels of uric acid in the blood. If the testing is inconclusive, it will be necessary to have your synovial fluid analyzed. X-rays can be beneficial in detecting chronic gout, but not for slight or acute cases.